Hello, everybody. Vince here again. Finally getting back to some of my ghost videos, my Ouija stuff. I just wanted to kind of talk about my Ouija boards a little bit today. You know what I know about them. You know my opinions on them. I'm definitely not a paranormal expert. I think I consider myself a solo novice, but I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I have a lot of knowledge actually. I don't use the boards. Here's my collection. I don't know. I've already showed some of these on my videos, guys, and just want to kind of go over. There's all the different boards and my Ouija shirt. Ouija boards get such a bad rap. I just love collecting them because I think they're so unique. That's about my oldest one down there, right there. It's like from 1950. This one, the box is like so fragile. It's a really big one. It's a 25 by 28, I think, or 5 by 8, 25 by 18. I don't know. I'm losing my train of thought. Anyways, like I said, I've been on hiatus for a while with my ghost stuff, but I've actually relocated out here in Woodburn, Oregon. So this is more or less my CREEPATORIUM, I call it, with just a bunch of stuff I put all in my room, just a bunch of knickknacks. Some of the stuff's supposed to be haunted objects, and some of it's not, and blah blah blah. But the Ouija board thing, this board right here, I actually bought from a gal, just a regular board that you always see, the one usually at Walmart, the purple box. I've actually got that one from a gal in Portland. I put an ad on Craigslist asking, for just haunted stuff or whatever, and if anyone needs any help with that kind of stuff. And a younger gal texted me and told me that her and her friends had used this Ouija board right here, this one here, and they messed around, pranking around, screwing around. Because if you think about it, I mean, their Ouija board is supposed to be just a game. So, yeah, people have fun and joke around when they're playing games. But little do they know, sometimes weird shit happens because of the Ouija boards. Like I said, I only use a Ouija app if I even do it. I don't mess with the boards. Every once in a while, I've messed with them a couple times. They just don't work for me. I got big, heavy hands, and the planchette, you have to be so light with the planchette for it to able to move. And it's just so hard for me to do the Ouija board. I don't know. I just could never do it. But I enjoy collecting them. I'm not scared to do them. Sure, if I had a group of people, I'd love to do it. It's very important when you're doing the Ouija board that your mind is clear and erased. You don't have a lot of things. Of course, we all have shit on our mind, stress all the time. That's for sure, we all do. But you're supposed to try to cleanse your mind and wipe all that shit away before you use the Ouija boards. And number one rule, I believe, is always say goodbye. Do not ever, ever say goodbye. Do not ever, ever forget to say goodbye. That's the number one rule, I think, that. And they also say don't do it solo by yourself or you can possibly become possessed and all that, which is super rare, I guess. But I don't like to make jokes about any of that kind of stuff or doubt any of that kind of stuff. I just like collecting them. I have about, 10, 11, 12 boards. I've already showed them to you guys on some of my earlier videos I did a year or so ago. I really haven't gotten any more since then. This is a huge party board down here in this box. It's actually on one of my videos. Shows you what it looks like. I'm not a very good artist. I really suck actually, but it was just something I wanted to do. It's on a big piece of red oak, so some good wood at least there. And for the Ouija board thing, you don't want to ask a Ouija board when you're gonna die. That's a great way to freak the hell out of yourself. Who the hell wants to know that? Honestly, I mean, some people do, but no, thank you, not me. I'm 51. I'm old as dirt now. So, but I act about half my age. There's just all my ghost crap, my ghost gear and stuff. But the Ouija boards. You can look online, and they're not for everyone. They work for some people. They don't work for other people, and that's just the way it is. People go out and buy it, and then they get all pissed. This thing's a piece of shit. It doesn't work. Blah blah blah. Well, it takes a ton of focus, a lot of practice, a lot of time, a lot of patience, just a lot of focus, so you don't screw up and say wrong things or forget to do things. So you see the planchette moving in figure eights or counting down letters or numbers right in order. That's probably demonic, they say, and you're supposed to just kind of close the board. Actually, just slam the board shut or close the board. Actually, I don't even think you're supposed to say goodbye when it comes to a demon. But so anyways, you close the session out like that. But any other time, just every normal session, you always want to say goodbye. When I used the board, I never came into contact with nothing. Nothing. I was just moving the planchette around and asking questions, but I was getting no replies or no answers. But still, at the end of my session, I always moved it to goodbye and said, okay, well, maybe you don't want to talk right now. Goodbye. And I would always physically move the planchette to goodbye. And if you actually do get a spirit on there and it doesn't want to say goodbye, or it doesn't, if you tell it goodbye and it says no or whatever, or do you mind if I leave now and it says no, well, then you basically need to force the planchette to physically to goodbye on your own. Just that way your session's closed out and you're not giving that spirit or whatever it is control of the board. Now for candles, I see people using 1 or 2 candles for the Ouija board. I hear that actually less candles the better. But, I love candles, so obviously if you're going to do it in a dark room, you're probably going to want 3 or 4 candles around. I put it around the edge of the board and the corners of the board or whatever. Be careful. You don't burn your house down or catch your clothes on fire or the board. You don't ever want to burn a Ouija board. That's another thing. If you want to get rid of them, there's a way, I believe, you can cut it up into 7 different pieces, sprinkle holy water on it and bury it. If you don't want to deal with all that and take a risk of screwing that up, you can actually give it away, sell it, whatever. I mean, I've heard of many stories of people taking the Ouija board, throwing it out, tossing it in the trash, come back home the next day, and there's the fucking board sitting back in their house again. And that's real shit right there. That's happened. So you don't want to piss the board off or whatever could be attached to it or whatever's around it or whatever's maybe using it with you or trying to communicate with you through the board. You don't want to, don't burn the board. That can make things very, very bad, way, way worse. But I did want to collect more boards. And, I know I ramble a lot, guys. I have ADD. Yeah. Attention deficit. This is a really cool board right here. I'll whip this one out and show you guys real fast before my time runs out. This is a really cool one I got online. And it was, let me put this on there for 1 second. It's made by Cosmo Bryant. You'll see these online on eBay and everything. It's all, that's their signature. I didn't do all that. That's just all their logos and stuff. Here's the board itself. It's a wizard board. It's really cool, actually. It's called the Wizard Board. And it's just purple, and it's a pretty small board. I like the bigger boards, but, they're also unique and cool in their own way. I think that's, what attracts me to them. They're just all so different. And this is actually a really cool one. It has some really cool logos and stuff on it, if you guys see that. Sorry, I'm hitting shadows here in this room here, but anyways, just, there you go. There's a good example for you anyways. Back to the Ouija shirt. Woo! Yeah, most people when they hear Ouija or see Ouija, it creeps them the hell out, but, what's the point of being scared and fearful? Because when you're fearful, things feed off your fear, especially if you're bad spirits and all that and demons. Yeah, of course everyone's going to be scared. That's just human instinct, but you got to do your best when you're using a Ouija board to not be fearful. If you're fearful, things will pick up on that, and they'll feed on that, and they'll fuck with you bad because they know what scares you. But anyways, here's my board collection. Just a few tips and just a little show off some of my stuff. A lot of the general questions you want to ask the board is, you don't want to ask really a spirit, when did you die? A lot of spirits don't even realize that they're dead. You may ask them you may want to ask them, how did it happen? It's a better way of asking it instead of saying that. You just want to ask general questions, what's your name? Are you a man or a woman? Or you can ask that. How many of you are there? There could be other spirits around that spirit. What's your favorite color? What kind of music do you like? You just ask basic normal questions, but don't ask stupid questions like, when am I going to win the lottery? When am I going to die? Don't ask selfish, greedy questions. Just ask normal, legit questions like you're just talking to someone, just in a nice way. I'm trying to think of, I'm kind of drawing a blank here. I'm out of my groove right now. I haven't been out of my ghost stuff for a long time, but so anyways, I do have a Ask Ghost